Good evening. This is Josh Castle, the Dungeon Master. Welcome to our game as we adventure into the land of Mallarend, or the normal races of D&D have not tread for generations. A place of mysterious origin, inhabited by a beast folk, who are as varied and numerous as the animals they resemble. This story is about a group of these people. We join them as they find their path in the chaos of war, as predators collide for survival and conquest. Will our heroes become another meal or casualties of war, or will they answer the call of the Beastlands? Remember to follow us on social media and Discord, as well as YouTube. Like and subscribe. Thank you.
I think they called them smogs.
Huh?
Smogs. Never heard
My
of that race.
program reads smogs. I don't know what that is. Backwards, it looks like gnomes.
Like the thing you'd put outside your garden?
What's a garden?
Seems you have much catching up to do.
Does seem to be large gaps in what he calls his programming. Memories of a different
Is he like a war machine?
Well,
That is what he called himself, a war machine.
Yes.
War machines are usually 40 feet high.
No. Who told you that?
comic books.
Where did that voice come from?
Which one?
Is there another voice?
Possibly. How do I put something into the game? Like if I wanted to, like the info on a war machine, or how do you display a page out of the like the monsters manual or the player's handbook or something?
Oh, on Discord, there's a button in the chat where you can share your screen, if that's what you want to do.
In the chat?
Are you asking if Josh can pull up the page on Warforged so that we can all see it?
That's what I was trying to do.
Oh, no, I can't actually, because I don't have Eberron. Yeah, but they're sentient mechanical beings. They're sentient constructs, humanoid, sized, some bigger, some smaller. Usually built with a purpose. Some are foot soldiers, some are diplomats, mages, assassins. They're people that were constructed. However, none of this is knowledge that you would have access to.
I'm still trying to figure out what he is.
Google it. I tried.
What's Google?
Damn you.
Is this a tree service? Because I didn't order it.
I put a link in pregame banter for you.
That's in Facebook, right?
What?
Well, listen, they have a different backstory and shit in my setting than they do in Eberron, so don't take what you read too literally. You know what I mean?
Well, are you gonna go with us or not?
He said, yeah. He was gonna.
Oh.
He wanted to kill the dragon.
Yes.
Well, with that, you have this chamber clad in iron and, what looks to be a runic archway.
Is there anyone that can read it?
That's a weird sound. Can you read this?
I don't know.
It doesn't appear to be an actual language. It appears to be like hieroglyphic symbols. There's like a picture that resembles a beach. There's one that resembles a mountain, so on and so forth, and it locks in to combine 4 symbols.
Must be Egypt.
One of the inputs is instead of it's complicated. It looks like there is a code here that you would have to spend time to understand. Hold on a second. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. Anyway,
I can actually read hieroglyphics, by the way. Just thought I'd throw that out there. Not my character, I mean me.
cool.
Is there any other language you'd like to learn? All right, I'd say we go to the war room and formulate our plan as to how we're going to get to last village, or uh, what our plan of attack would be, since we've got the Tin Man with us now. Did anybody find the oil can?
Dark searches the room.
Not our oil.
You do not find an oil can.
I did not
No
find
need
an
to
oil can.
waste strength.
What?
No need to waste strength.
Oh,
Yeah, he seems to be in good operating condition.
He said his joint.
Yeah, he does have some battle damage. Some sort of energy has been poured over him.
do we think Hannah could probably patch him up?
I would
Hannah pops her head
didn't
out
know
of-
about machines.
You said that when describing the room, there was like containers inside here.
Yes,
What else is in the
There-
room?
are some crumbling texts inside of some containers. Rolled up scroll tubes, things of the like.
Is it the user manual?
Possibly. It
Can-
seems to be with a flowing kind of script. Does anyone read Elvish?
Can we bring them to Henna to evaluate and see if she can tell us what they are?
Let me take a peek to see if Hannah Elvish.
I'd also like to ask her how old she is, because now I'm curious.
Oh, goddamn, she does. All right, what did I do? She doesn't know how old she is. She's been locked inside this larger tree for so long she hasn't noticed the passing of this. But you come to Henna with these piles of scrolls. Some of them are crumbling to dust, and others are more well protected. It is a listing of some troops that were here before in one of the scrolls. Like that, a bunch of infantry and a couple of druids. They're listed by name, but it's nothing that you recognize. In another scroll, it talks about Shark Reef Cove, which is detailing another elven settlement that is somewhere, and that's talking about some of the defenses and that base and like the leadership there. And another one is, in fact, talking about the portal system and, like, so to speak. It's just kind of a code. Every one of the portals has a 5-digit code to input. It opens 2 way. Kind of like a Stargate. You ever watch Stargate? I didn't watch a lot of it, but it's a good concept. Let's see. Then it goes on to talk about the war. A war. Between the elves and humans. Something called If. And let's see. It mentions some text about Mallard, which, if you remember, well, we haven't really talked about it. You recognize that name, or one of you, except for you, as like the creator god. It's said that the world is from and out of Mallard. Depending on like what tribe you're from, they have different creation myths about it. But that's why they call it Malorend, planet world that you're on. Seems like he was a big nature deity. Said, well, it's gonna take me some time to go through all of these, but yeah, that's just what I got so far.
Okay, can you let us know if that document tells how the war ended? Because I think it would help our friend here to know.
I'll see if I can find anything.
Thank you, Henna.
This is interesting stuff because, like, last I saw, the elves were leaving this base, and they left me to be alone with my sister, and she got jealous of me and locked me inside. And, I haven't really seen anything since. So,
So this place used to belong to the elves?
oh yeah,
Well,
Yep.
I could tell you one thing. Outside of the Living Ironwood Fortress, you're hardly going to see any elves. I've lived my entire life and I haven't seen one. In fact, the few times it's been mentioned has been here within this fort.
well, that doesn't surprise me too much. They said they were evacuating, but can't really evacuate a dryad. That's what kind of a hearing, right?
And if I were to
Down
guess,
to our
this was sometime around 303 years ago,
Well, I'm not sure.
or before the catastrophe.
I don't know what catastrophe you're talking about.
It's how we do our time. The years 303 after catastrophe AC.
Yeah, that could be right. I really lost track of time on the inside,
Mm-hmm. We're trying to figure out how long it's been since you has been down here. From the documents and from what he's said, it sounds like he was fighting a war against the dragon that we're now going to fight against. Maybe if it comes down to it, we could possibly get answers from the dragon itself.
Well, I'll let you know if I find anything else then.
Does anybody else have any questions?
What is their strategy for getting to the village and pursuing the dragon?
Well,
Do you know anything about where the dragon lived? You just said you were on a mission to kill the dragon. Do you know where you were going?
To his home.
do you by
But you
any
don't.
chance know where that might be located if given a map?
I was not the guide.
I got a not more recent map, I guess.
I can try. I was not trained to read maps.
Unfurls this map. Which map is this? Is this an ancient map? Or a
This
newer
is the one that the Emporium gave us. That is not apparently up to date, thanks to this schoolie.
Oh.
Well, they
So-
drew on it to update it for you, so we know where the Tusculi lines were, but now it's been however much longer, so.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So you take a look at this map, and it is a little different what you remember. You recognize some of the contours and definitely recognize the shape of those mountains. I think you find a location. The last location you remember heading to.
I know where that is. That's where I was before I don't remember.
Well, it seems we're still at a loss for where the dragon resides, so I suppose we should continue with our current plan of traveling to my village. I don't know the land around the Living Ironwood Fortress that well, but once we get closer, I can start directly guiding us.
Well, you know, if we travel with Tin Man here, they're going to recognize he's not from around here. A cultist, that would give us away. We need to come up with something to where he looks like something else, or he looks like an animal at least.
Were you assuming that we were going to try and talk to the cultists? I was thinking we'd capture one.
Yeah, but still, if a giant Iron Man comes walking into your village or settlement, you know he's not from around here or from this time, so he's
These
not going to be friendly.
these cultists aren't as civilized as you think. They attack almost on sight against anybody that they don't know.
And
They-
I would like to point out that Polly has traveled with your crew, and he was mysterious in a lot of ways, and one of them was that he had a pet robot that was modeled exactly after Toad.
Yeah, that's true.
I
Now,
forgot about that.
It was not sentient like you is, but it was a mechanical marvel.
If Polly ever does end up back at the Living Ironwood Fortress, I can imagine her excitement at a sentient little metal golem. Well, large metal golem.
I am no golem.
Yeah, so a warforged, you called yourself. Still getting used to it.
Very well. So, preparations for travel. The question was asked on like strategy on getting there. Is this going to be foot travel?
Well, I don't have a horse anymore.
Very well. Did I previously give you a distance on your village from here, Lesk?
I believe you did, but sadly I do not remember. Sorry.
And it would really suck for me to quote you a different time right now, knowing that it's recorded.
I think it was like 20 minutes if we play hopscotch on the way.
20 minutes? Yeah, that sounds about
Yeah.
right. No,
It was worth a shot.
I believe it was a couple of weeks, but I don't write these things. Bad DM. But it is recorded somewhere. The last episode.
Well, just so I'm following the map, or at least I think I'm following the map. We will be traveling northeast from here in the mountains to Lesk Village.
Let me pull up the map. So you will be traveling directly west.
Okay, I must have been looking at it wrong. Due
Well,
west.
it's not a spot on the map right now.
Right.
I can put it on there, but I think we're about ready for break.
Did you say 2 weeks?
I want to say
That's what I was thinking too, so I'm feeling like we're getting on the right path here.
Yeah, I want to say 2 weeks.
But with the war room, travel time is cut in half, correct?
A quarter.
A
So
quarter.
it's cut down by a quarter. So a week and a half.
Mm-hmm. So about 10 days of travel, give or take.
Yep.
Not bad.
So we're just gonna leave Tin Man the way he is, or we're gonna make him look like some kind of beast?
These people, if no matter who they see, if they're not a part of the cult, they'll attack them on sight. If any of us are seen, then it's a fight to the death, basically. So,
Moving unseen, I can do that really well.
what I thought what we would be doing is getting to the see if they truly have set up some sort of camp there. If not, then unfortunately we'll have to travel back and start asking around the towns of the whereabouts of the dragon. We could possibly head into the capital of Ursina. Maybe you can utilize your connections once again.
Well, big risk it could be, but one person traveling a lot harder to spot than a group of 5 of us with a big Tin Man and a tiefling. I can scout. I'll be back in 3 weeks,
I believe.
but I can scout.
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say I believe the tiefling was actually gonna stay standing guard.
Oh, okay. So we're leaving the tiefling behind and picking up the Tin Man.
By the way, with the discoverance of the room, the metal room, the need to build a vault is a little bit less at this point. We could kind of just build off of the metal room.
Correct. This is pretty much your vault.
Mm-hmm.
He was basically saying like, "Hey, I know you asked for a vault, but I found a vault.
Mm-hmm.
Some sort of thing in it."
Would we get a refund for the?
No.
Ah, darn it.
Energy expended. Suck on that.
Oh
Anyway.
well.
Call it expenditure for completing it, because there's a big old hole in it after the tree burrowed into it.
That is true.
Overhead costs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Call it tunnel fee and refurbishment. Yeah.
Well,
Okay,
there's
so
a pretty big difference between a metal box and a vault.
I mean, true. The iron that is boxing in this room likely won't be as tough as walls made of the iron wood, because there's a lot more of the iron wood.
I see.
Oh yeah, no refunds.
So,
No refunds. Also final.
you're not here no more. So are we all gonna go and scout the village, or you want me to go scout and move stealthily and come back?
We can go together, and once we get closer, we can have you scout ahead by yourself so that you can do what you do best.
Okay. Well, what I do best is hide.
I imagine right now that you is thinking that you were talking about him.
Oh,
I am
no.
confused.
This is going to be complicated.
Why don't we call him something besides you? That might be his name, but
What is your name?
Ascites.
Oh, I never introduced myself. My name is Lesk. As you can see, I'm of the goat folk. I used to hail from lands within the Ursa Kingdom. However, my village was destroyed by the Dragon's Cult. Before that, though, I was a follower of Thor. And within my village, I was responsible for the upkeep of shrines. While I may not look it,
I fought with
I am a
Thor.
cleric. You fought with Thor?
He was one of my comrades.
A god.
The dragon killed him.
Thor's still alive, to my knowledge. Are you sure
What?
it wasn't just a name? Are you sure it just wasn't
He's
a
the one
bad
who opened
name?
the portal.
Hmm.
I hope Thor is still alive.
I am
It
talking
seems
about.
as though he is talking about a former comrade.
Simply named Thor. I am talking about the god. If Thor truly participated in your war, then it would have been won quite single-handedly.
So what do we
is
do?
a god?
You're talking to a machine.
This is true. Someone of a higher power. To put it
In
simply.
the sky?
So what are we going to call you that we don't get everybody confused in a conversation?
So you are Ascites?
Yes. I'm a cat folk, bobcat specifically, Lynxus rufus from the Oaxaca region of the Beastlands.
I will call you Sniff Sniff.
Okay, Tin Man, call me what you want. You're Tin Man to me.
If you does not have you as a name, then Ascites cannot be Ascites.
Okay, Tin Man, it's a deal.
Head nod.
Dirk goes up. Dirk goes up to you and
Like I was saying, I'm Derek. I'm a goblin. I shoot arrows really well. Hi.
Hello.
Call him Tin Man.
Nice to meet, Dirk.
Yay.
Dirk's just giddy.
I walk up behind Dirk and say, I'm Toady. I'm just a simple mantis monk.
Dirk jumps.
Jumpy are we?
Hello, Today.
So great. All right, we're going to take a break, and then we are going to travel.
All
I
right,
think that's
sounds
okay
good.
with everyone.
All
As
right.
long as we're not in a rambler on going to Sausalito, we'll be fine.
If you look at the world map, I have updated a couple of locations. The
Okay.
little cross out underneath the capital of Ursina is the location of Lesk's old village. The skull and crossbones that is located to the west of the Lone Cairn is the location indicated by you.
Okay, what did you say this skull and crossbones was?
Well, it's just the skull, but it's the location that you pointed to on the map.
Oh, okay.
You said this was my last destination.
Now,
Okay.
okay, the scale I'm looking at must be way off because I thought Turtle's Rest was just like a few days away from the Ironwood Forest. It looks like it's halfway across the world.
The Ironwood
The-
Forest is
The
not.
Ironwood Forest is the blue.
No.
Blue dot.
Two different places, guys.
Okay.
The party has never been to the Ironwood Forest. That was where
the
our
Ironwood
last game
Forest.
started. Was there.
Yeah,
Oh,
that was.
This is the Ironwood Fortress.
oh, okay.
Can be
Forest.
kind of confusing. It's made of the same kind of tree. Now,
Yeah.
that's kind of why I was like, someone said something about renaming the fortress. You know,
Hey, aside tease, did you ever make any progress on the theme songs and shit?
Make any progress on what?
The theme songs.
Yes. Um. Of course, Dirtles had kind of got scrapped, I guess, which wasn't really a song. It was just a lot of random noise. But I pretty much got Lesks finished. I haven't recorded it, but I can play it. And Todier never did tell me what he wanted.
Sorry, Tony, what?
What am I supposed to be wanting?
The theme song.
You're supposed to be wanting a more. Your ambition is lacking, fool.
Theme music.
I mean, I feel like that one's a lot up to Castle. For the
He was working
channel
on
or, like-
personal.
Oh.
He was working on a theme song for each of you.
Oh shit! Oh, okay. I misunderstood the assignment.
Follow us on all major social media, Discord, Twitch, and as always, thank you for joining us.
See you tomorrow at 4.